Hello, hello. Welcome to Hatha Yoga. Grab your 2 blocks in case you may need them, or pillows, and just set them to frame the top of your mat, please. Let's come to lie down on our backs to begin in corpse pose. If you find any tension in your lower back, you could bend your knees and set your feet on the ground here. And as you let your body lie still, perhaps even close your eyes, allow a moment to just settle into your practice, beginning to pay more attention to your body, your breathing, just as it is. As I was talking to our live group here before the recording, yesterday I got to spend some time with my 3-year-old nephew, and I was just at awe at his total openness to life and how he was just in his body with so much enthusiasm. He asked me what my superpower was, and I asked him to tell me. And instead, he decided to demonstrate. And he started sprinting across the backyard, and he said, "Run really fast, that's your superpower." And it got me to thinking about, in the yoga world or in the philosophical world, there's sometimes this propagation of how you are not your body. And I say that too. You're separate from your body. But here's an extract from a book called Wheels of Life. It gives another point of view. To understand the body, we have to be the body. We have to be its pain, its pleasure, its fear, and its joy. To see the spiritual being as separate is to cut ourselves off from our ground, our root, our home. We become less than whole, split, out of touch with the information our bodies can communicate. Now, this is not to deny the philosophies that state you are not your body but something more, but to enhance them. We are our bodies, and through that understanding, we become something more. So resting here, lying on your back in Shavasana, just tuning in to how you use this body instrument to connect with however you're feeling in this moment, accepting it as it is. And then perhaps as you may set an intention right now for this practice, consciously moving towards that direction. Using this body instrument to explore space, to open space within itself, to release any held patterns of tension that are no longer of use. Let's begin imagining breathing into your whole body instrument, from bottom of your feet to the crown of your head, taking your time. And when you arrive at the top, slowly transition to emptying your breath to your mouth. Feel free to make any sound. Next in-breath, maybe a little slower, whole body inhalation. And completely unpacking with the exhalation. One more time like that. And so now to pace our flow movement portion of this practice, invite you to begin Ujjayi Pranayama, or victorious breathing, in which you close your lips, if you can, just breathing through the nose and sustaining your breath equally in and out while gently narrowing the back of your throat so that you're creating a very soft whisper that you can tune into, using that to pace your body. So on your next inhalation, raise your arms overhead on the floor, stretching through both ends as you point the toes. On your next exhalation, contract your belly, gather your knees into your chest, lifting head and shoulders round like a ball. Twice more, inhale, extend and reach, feeling the ground underneath. Exhale, contract at your center, round, hug it in. Last one, your pace of breath, reaching on an in-breath, rounding on an out-breath. We're going to change this up, one breath each movement. Inhale again, reach, extend on the floor. This time as you exhale to contract, lift your torso to sit. Backstroke the right arm towards your rear wall, catching hold of your outer right foot with the left hand. Extend the right leg forward, both feet flexed, and twist to your right. Inhale, lie down again, arms reaching back to the floor. Exhale, contract, sit up, cross right hand to outer left foot, raise left arm behind you and twist. Few more. Inhale to the ground, reach. Exhale, contract and twist right. Inhale, ground, reach. Exhale, rise and twist. Let's take one more on each side. Inhale, root and reach. Exhale, rise and twist. Inhale, root and reach. Exhale, rise and twist. This time, stay seated, bend your knees apart in Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of your feet together, catching hold of your big toes or outer feet. Anchor your left and right sitting bones. And as you inhale, lift through the center of your spine, opening your chest. Extending your heart forward, exhale, begin to fold for a few breaths. You might like to walk your hands forward here. Allow your breath to enter your lower back, broadening your sacrum and softening down into your outer hips and inner thighs. Bound angle pose. Next, inhale, floating your heart up, slowly rise. Join your palms together at your heart center. Acknowledge what you're here for today, perhaps setting a dedication or intention. And resonating with that, literally, let's chant one Om. Take a deep inhale. Back to Ujjayi, breathing inhale. Out through the nose, soft whisper. And please come down to all fours, hands and knees. Entering a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhaling, draw your heart through your upper arms, lift it up, look up, cow pose. Exhale, hollow your belly, tuck the tailbone, drop your head, cat pose. Several more times at your pace of breath. Feel your hands meet the ground here, spreading your weight through your fingertips, rooting down through the base of your knuckles, wrapping your triceps or outer upper arms towards your rear wall to broaden the shoulder blades apart, broaden the chest, tuck your toes on an exhale. Lift your hips into downward facing dog. Feel free to take the first few breaths to shift here in any way you need to warm up, like pedaling your feet in place. With that, perhaps doing the twist, swiveling your hips side to side, even softly shaking and nodding your head, letting your jaw unwind, perhaps fluttering your lips. And then lifting your sitting bones high, draw your fronts of your thighs back, heels towards the ground, even if they don't touch. Belly in, steady your gaze on the floor. 2 more breaths. In downward facing dog, step your feet together to touch. Inhale, sweep your right leg behind you. As you exhale, bend your right knee, turn open at your thigh, your hip. Inhale here, tack your left outer hip back. And as you exhale, round, bending the right knee towards your nose through plank, and lightly land the foot right between your hands, spin the back heel down for warrior two. Align front heel to arch a back foot. Inhale, windmill your arms to rise. Exhale, straighten the right leg and scissor your hips towards the rear of your mat, entering triangle. Right arm forward, hand landing on right shin, or just to the right of it, left arm up. Take another inhale and triangle. Spiral your left tricep to face your left wall, reach that arm overhead. And as you exhale, spin your chest a bit more to face the sky, shoulder blades down your back. Inhale, look down at your right foot. Exhale, step into your plank pose. Knees down or legs straight. We're not going to take it through a full vinyasa. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, just to chaturanga like a push-up. Hugging elbows to your sides. Pause as you breathe in. Draw the belly in and exhale, press up through plank, lifting your hips back. Downward dog, feet together. Inhale, raise your left leg behind you. Exhale, bend the knee, turn open at the hip. Inhale, tack your right hip back. Exhale, bend left knee towards your nose, round to step the foot right between your hands. Back heel to the ground, heel to arch. Inhale, cartwheel your arms to warrior two. Straightening the left leg, exhale, reach the left hand forward and down, drawing the hips back, triangle pose. Staying in triangle, inhale, spiral your right outer upper arm towards the right wall and reach it overhead towards the front wall. Staying here, exhale, spiral your chest slightly towards the sky, shoulders down the back. Staying here, inhale, look down at your left foot. Exhale, land your hands in plank. Plank pose, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, just to chaturanga like a push-up. Pause, inhale, lift the navel, lengthen the neck. Exhale, press up to plank, then downward facing dog. Let's take 3 to 5 deep breaths. Feet apart, hips width parallel. Bend your knees, look just past your fingertips. At the end of your exhale, lift your pelvic floor and walk or lightly jump to the front of your mat. In a forward fold, press your shins to the ground. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold in. With feet apart, hips width parallel, bend your knees. Sitting in chair pose, lean towards your heels. Raise the arms forward and up. Press down through your feet and exhale, rise, tracing your midline with your thumbs in mountain pose. New sequence. Let's set the route before continuous flow. Bend your knees again. Inhale, chair. Exhale, shift forward to fold. Press your shins to the ground. Inhale, rise halfway. Lower fingertips, step left knee back, kneeling lunge. Press down to right foot, inhale, sweep the arms up, coiling your chest open, backstroke your arms. Exhale, step into plank pose. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, through chaturanga, come all the way down, this time a baby cobra. Point your toes on the earth, inhale, lift your chest. Tuck your toes, draw the belly in, exhale, press up through plank, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the right leg. Exhale, bend the right knee, turn open at the hip again. Inhale, tack left hip back. Exhale, bend right knee towards the nose, step the foot again, right between the hands. Back heel to the ground, heel to arch, like warrior two. Inhale, rise to warrior two. This time, flip the right palm to face up. Exhale, lean back into peaceful warrior. Right arm reaches towards rear wall, left hand towards left leg. Inhale, lower your hands at the top of your mat. Exhale, step left foot to meet the right. Feet hips distance, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold in. Bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose. Press to your feet. Exhale, rise to stand, mountain pose. Side two, inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. Lower the fingertips. Exhale, right knee to the ground, kneeling lunge. Press through left foot. Inhale, sweep your arms and coil your chest up. Backstroking your hands. Exhale into plank pose. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, lower all the way down. Maybe a little higher in cobra, maybe not. Inhale, coil the chest open. Tuck your toes. Draw the belly in. Exhale, press up to plank. Then downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your left leg. Exhale, bend again. Inhale, tack the right. Exhale, round through plank, stepping left foot between the hands. Right heel down, heel to arch. Inhale, cartwheel the arms, warrior two. Flip your left palm up. Exhale, lean back to peaceful warrior. Right hand to right leg, left arm overhead. Inhale, touch the ground, framing your left foot. Exhale, step right foot forward, feet hips width. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose. Press to your feet. Exhale, rise up. Now let's take that same sequence again, one on each side, listening to your own breath pace. Sustaining it equally in and out, so the movement in itself can feel like a meditation, a steady flow. Inhale, bend your knees, chair pose. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Fingertips down. Exhale, left knee steps back. Inhale, sweep your arms, lift the heart. Exhale, backstroke hands to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. This time, choose cobra or upward facing dog as you breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep your right leg back. Exhale, bend the knee, turn open at the hip. Inhale, tack left hip back. Exhale, round through plank, stepping right foot between the hands. Back heel down, heel to arch. Inhale, windmill up to warrior two. Flip the right palm. Exhale, reverse it, peaceful warrior. Inhale, touch the ground to frame your right foot. Exhale, step left foot forward and fold. Feet hips width. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Rooting down, exhale, rise to Tadasana. Last side. Inhale again, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Fingertips down. Exhale, right knee steps back, kneeling lunge. Inhale, sweep your arms, heart towards the sky. Exhale, backstroke your hands, step to plank. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, elbows graze the ribs, chaturanga. Choose cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, raise your left leg. Exhale, bend, turn the hip. Inhale, tack, right hip back. Exhale, bend left knee towards nose, step the foot between your hands. Heel to arch. Inhale, windmill up, warrior two. Flip the left palm up. Exhale, reverse to peaceful warrior. Inhale, touch the ground, framing your left foot. Exhale, right foot steps forward. This time, feet touch. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Finishing differently. Inhale, sweep your arms, rising up. Let your arms parallel overhead. Then bending your left elbow, land your left palm between your shoulder blades. Use your right hand to catch your left bent elbow and draw both shoulder blades down. Press to your feet and see if you can stand a little taller while hugging in your front ribs. Take a deep breath. With your exhale, start to side bend to your right. Few breaths here. With your inhale, rooting the left foot down more heavily. Lift your spine from your pelvis. And with your exhale, continue to side bend. Draw your lower belly in towards your spine and inhale, rise, parallel the arms overhead. Bend your right elbow, land right palm between the shoulder blades. Left hand holds right elbow, plug the shoulder bones down. Inhale, stand a little taller. Hug in the front ribs and exhale, side bend to your left for a few breaths. So keeping your right foot heavy to counterbalance you, lift the spine from the pelvis with each inhalation. Firming the lower belly. Inhale, rise. This time, raise your arms, let your palms touch. Perhaps a gentle back bend, coiling your chest up, but lengthening your tailbone right between the heels. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Take a couple of cat-cows or walk or float into chaturanga for your own version of your vinyasa, which can include holding plank instead or going straight to downward dog, no vinyasa. All right, we're going to slow down a bit before we take it into one more flow. Spreading your fingers wide. Inhale, raise your right leg back. Exhale, step the foot right beside your right thumb, coming into a high lunge. Feet are parallel, hips width apart. Root down to your feet. Inhale, rise up into crescent pose. Allow a moment here to feel your pelvic bowl. Lifting your frontal hip bones, anchoring your tailbone down so that it feels pretty neutral as your two hips square forward. You could bend your left knee any amount. Now keep your feet where they are, firm the front muscles of your thighs, firm your center in, and begin to straighten your right leg, bowing towards your right leg, whatever degree you can, keeping your balance, and sweeping the arms down and back. So it's a hands-free version of pyramid pose. Shoulders away from the neck, throat open. Now on your next inhale, rebend your right knee, join your hands at your heart, and shift all the way forward into warrior three, flexing your left foot off the floor so that you can create a horizontal line from crown, tailbone, to inner left heel. Turning your left hip to face the floor, tack your right hip back and feel your navel lift. Let's take another breath. Now keep your right foot grounded and begin to bend left knee towards chest, rising to stand upright on one leg. Flexing the left foot to hover, stand tall. Pressing the left heel again towards your rear wall. Half moon pose. Right hand reaches for the floor or a block, just upper right corner of your right pinky toe, about 6 inches ahead. Left hand can be on left hip or straight up like triangle pose as you turn your chest completely to face your left wall. Send your right hip crease back towards your lifted left heel. Ardha Chandrasana. Take a deep in breath and expand. Bending your right knee. Exhale softly as you can. Land warrior two. Left foot steps to the rear of the mat. Arms wide open. So we've been here quite a bit already. Feel your right sitting bone wrap underneath as you firm top of the left thigh bone towards your right wall. Tall open spine. With your next inhale, lower your hands to the floor, stepping into plank. Continue on to your version of vinyasa, maybe lifting the right leg as you lower, then both feet on the ground as you coil your chest up. Varying it as you respond to your body. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in, slow breath out. Let's mark the second side. Inhale, raise your left leg. Exhale, round through plank, stepping the foot through to a high lunge. Feet hips width parallel. Root down through your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms to rise to crescent pose. Now feel your pelvic bowl. Upright, two hips balanced, facing forward. Right knee can bend any amount here. Strong in the legs, strong in your center. Straighten your left leg by scissoring the hip back as you fold from your hips. Sweeping your arms down and back. Hands free, Parsvottanasana. Rebending left knee. Join your hands at your heart and inhale, shift forward to warrior three. Flexing your right foot, spiral the inner thigh towards the sky. Draw your heart forward, long line, and feel your two hips balance. How's your breath? Bending the right knee towards your chest. Inhale, rise to stand on one leg. Pausing here, continue to level your hips. Again, pressing the right heel towards your rear wall, re-extend the right leg for half moon. Lowering the left fingertips on the floor or a block, upper left corner of your left pinky toe, right hand to right hip, or straight up to the sky. Chest opens wide towards your right wall. Half moon pose. Deep in breath. With the exhale, keep your center alive and gently step into warrior two. Left sitting bone wraps under. Top of your right thigh firms back. Tall spine. Inhale your hands to the earth, step into plank. Continue on to your version of vinyasa, maybe lifting left leg as you lower if you did the opposite on the right. Both feet on the ground for your back bend. Draw the navel up to downward facing. Let's take 3 slow breaths, reestablishing your pace. We'll wrap this up and we'll take one round, marrying movement to mindful breath. Inviting a state of flow mentally and physically. Bend your, look forward. Bottom of your out breath, walk or float, feet together at the top. Inhale, raise your heart, lengthen forward. Exhale, bow into yourself. Feeling this body instrument flow. Inhale, rise. Palms meet towards the sky. Look up. Exhale, tracing your midline. Mountain pose. Inhale, circle your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, walk or float to Chaturanga, or take a different version of your vinyasa. From downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep your right leg back. Exhale, place the lightly inside of right thumb into a high lunge. Rooting down, inhale, rise to crescent. Exhale, straighten the right leg and bow, hands free, Parsvottanasana. Inhale, shift forward, warrior three. Exhale, rise to stand just on your right foot, left knee bent. Inhale, re-extend left leg, open to the left, half moon pose. Exhale, step lightly back to warrior two. Inhale, touch the ground, plank pose. Exhale, continue into your own vinyasa. Let your breath guide you. Second side when you're ready. Inhale, left leg sweeps back. Exhale, rounding forward, step the foot through to a high lunge. Inhale, rise to crescent. Exhale, straighten the legs and fold. Inhale, shift forward to warrior three. Exhale, rise to stand just on one leg, right foot flexed. Inhale, open up to half moon, right leg extends, left hand down. Exhale, step it lightly back to warrior two. Inhale, hands to the ground. Keep going, your own flow. Choosing your posture of stillness, child's pose, downward dog, wherever it is, commit to 3 to 5 centering breaths. Feeling the aliveness of your body, of yourself. Integrating it all, mind, body, breath, spirit. So bring your feet together to touch here. Step your hands about 5 inches back, closer to your feet. Bend your knees, lift your heels and hips high. Look 2 feet past your fingertips ahead. Now visualize before you try, floating your legs through your arms and landing to sit with legs extended forward. Maybe it takes a few bunny hops and then you sit down. So to do so, when you empty the breath, hold it out and think of lifting your pelvic floor, engaging Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha, abdominal lock, to carry yourself through to sit. Dandasana. So once you've made it there, bring your knees together, feet together, tilt back just enough to lift your legs in boat. Navasana. You could catch hold of the backs of your thighs. You could bend your knees or keep your legs straight. Extend the arms forward. Feel your spine lengthen from the bottom up as we take 4 last breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale, feel the face, the jaw relaxed. Exhale, 3. Inhale, lifting your heart center open wide. Exhale, 2. One more deep breath. Exhale, begin to lower your feet in front, shift forward, right into chair pose. Join your hands together at your heart and twist to your right. Drawing left sitting bone back. Keeping your hips in one line. With the inhales, lengthen your spine forward. And with the exhales, spiral your chest to the right. Perhaps using the left elbow to hook outside of right thigh. Last 3 breaths. Harita Utkatasana. Now look 2 feet ahead of your feet on the ground. Take a deep inhale. Shift your weight onto your right foot. And as you exhale to rise, hands together at the heart, lift your left knee bent like we just did in the flow, flexing the foot. Cross your right hand to the outside of your left knee, standing tall. Left thumb hooks the left hip crease down. Deep breath here. And then exhale, begin to twist to the left. Reaching left arm back, like we did in that very beginning flow. Maybe your right hand slides to your outer left foot and you extend the left leg forward straight. Let's take 3 breaths. Parita, Uttita Hasta, Parangushtasana. Revolved hand to big toe pose. If you're looking behind you, begin to look forward. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Lower the left foot to meet the right in mountain pose. Let's come back to 1 whole body breath in. Soles of the feet. Fill up slowly to the crown of your head. Any releasing exhale out through the mouth. Feel your feet touching and bend your knees to touch. Inhale, chair pose. Join your hands together at your heart. And exhale, begin to twist to your left, drawing the right sitting bone back. Breath by breath, finding your range of the twist, perhaps hooking right elbow outside left thigh. Last 3 breaths. Now gaze at the floor 2 feet ahead of your feet. Shift your weight onto your left foot. And next, inhale, rise, bending the right knee in front of you, hands together at the heart, standing on 1 leg. Flexing the right foot, cross the left hand to the outside of your right knee. Right thumb hooks the outer right hip crease down. Breathe in, lift your crown. Exhale, begin to twist to your right, reaching right arm towards the rear wall. Optional to slide your left hand down your outer right foot and extend the right leg forward as you twist. Deep inhale. Slow exhale. So I was talking about my 3-year-old nephew and how we were playing and how he was just so free in his body. Okay with falling. Okay with getting up again. Can we find that essence of self-acceptance and openness as we play in this balancing pose? If you're looking behind you, start to look forward. Deep breath. And exhale. Step the right foot to meet the left. Perhaps 1 hand at your heart center at the chest. 1 hand at your lower belly. Maybe even close your eyes for 2 deep whole body breaths. What kind of thoughts are you integrating into this physical practice and propagating or cultivating in your state of being? What are the patterns you're establishing in your body or rewiring in your body as we explored these movements, these postures? Inhale, circle your arms towards the sky, perhaps another standing. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, rise halfway. Step back onto your knees for 2 rounds of camel pose. If you have a yoga block, please take this and hug it right in between your thighs. Let's do the first one with the toes tucked, heels high. Place your hands on your lower back, your tips face down. Draw your tailbone towards the ground between your knees, lifting your back tailbone. Gently firm the belly in. And take a deep breath, puffing up your chest as you roll the shoulder heads back. Exhale, begin to press the shoulder blades down, coiling your chest up, slightly looking up. Now you could backstroke your right arm and see if your fingertips can catch hold of your right heel. Maybe take 2 breaths and then place the right hand on the lower back again. Then switch. Or see if you might be able to catch both heels while keeping your pelvis right above your knees. Deep breaths, camel pose. And perhaps give yourself 1 to 3 more breaths so that when you decide to transition out of this pose, hands around the lower back, you're using an inhale to slowly roll your spine upright, coming down to sit for maybe 3 breaths to rest. Just noticing the effects of that asana. Round 2, you could untuck your toes if you found that you catch your heels fairly accessibly. If not, keep the toes tucked. There's no better or worse variation. Just feeling into your body. What's it telling you that it needs right now? So setting up on your own, give yourself 5 to 10 full breaths in Ustrasana, camel pose. So the block, as you hug it, allows you to firm your outer hips towards your midline as you're slightly spinning your inner thighs towards the rear wall and anchoring the tailbone down. Concentrate the back bend mostly right under your shoulder blades. Think of elongating your lower back. Ease out of it when you're ready and find a comfortable seat for a few breaths to rest and observe. Your Ujjayi pranayama in and out through the nose again, gentle whisper. I invite you to take 1 minute, and I'm going to set the timer for that, to choose to practice an active inversion that you choose, whether it be dolphin pose on your forearms, interlacing the fingers or forearms parallel, elbows right under the shoulders, like this, tucking your toes, or downward facing dog, maybe lifting a leg for a few breaths and then switching while squaring the hips, or Shirshasana, headstand. Those of you that want to take that, I'll walk you through as I do it, or any other active inversion that you may practice. Handstand, maybe with a wall. All right, so get ready before I set the timer. If you're going into Shirshasana, elbows or shoulders width on the floor, fingers interlaced. And as you root down through your forearms, you're lifting the shoulder blades back onto the back ribs. Shoulder stability. Top of the head meets the ground. Back of the skull is lightly supported by the inner palms. Setting the timer for 1 minute now. And then tucking your toes, lift the hips. Crawl the toes forward to begin. Turn your pelvis upside down. Do not kick your leg up. Take it slowly. Use the contraction of the belly to slowly turn the pelvis upside down. You don't want your neck to bear the shock of swinging the leg up like you might do in handstand. And if your feet are both in the sky, flex them and join your inner heels, lifting your tailbone actively towards the heels. Breathing in and out. And that's 1 minute, so take your time to slowly lower into child's pose. Any variation of the arms in child's pose for a few breaths to rest. Full breath in, slow breath out. So I invite you to choose your hip opener lying on your back for the supine version of single pigeon pose, starting and thread the needle. Or join me into the upright version of single pigeon pose with an option to fold. So if the latter, come down to hands and knees, then slide your right calf across your mat in front of your pelvis, straightening your left leg back. Place your hands alongside your hips and take a moment to square your hips forward, maybe placing a prop under the right glute if needed. Then untuck your toes, relax the back leg, and you can either stay upright, back the left arm to catch the inner left ankle, coiling the chest up, another back bend, bow forward, or add the other thread the needle, a twist to open the upper back. So if the latter, crawl your right fingertips towards the upper right corner of your mat, flaring the right elbow up, and thread your left arm under your right elbow, placing the left side of your head on the floor or on a prop. Now come back to your breathing. About 5 deep breaths. If you're on your back, please take side 2 on your back as well. But before transitioning to side 2, you may want to take happy baby pose or circle the legs. Those of you in a similar posture that I'm doing, please make your way slowly back to hands and knees. If you want to just shake out your right leg for a moment and help to circulate more blood into that hip joint. And then side 2, when you're ready, crossing the left calf in front of your pelvis, straightening the right leg behind, tucking the toes as you set your hips to square. Maybe placing something under your left glute. As you relax the back toes, find the same variation you did on your first side, balance it off. Adjusting to what this side needs in intensity. If you spiraled into the spinal twist, flare your left elbow up and thread the right arm under the left elbow. Five deep breaths. And begin to make your way into that counterbalancing movement. They're shaking out your left leg or on your back, happy baby. Let's meet sitting upright in Dandasana, legs straight in front. You may like to move the flesh aside to anchor your sitting bones. And hands alongside the hips, flex your feet apart, hips width. Take a few breaths, imagining that with your breath, from the bottom up, you could restack and lengthen space between the vertebrae. Shoulder blades moving down the back, heart space buoyant and open. Begin to walk your hands forward, perhaps using a strap around the balls of your feet if you prefer. Breath by breath into Paschimottanasana. If you're clasping your big toes, bend your elbows apart and continue to glide your shoulder blades down the back. Let's take 3 more breaths. Slowly lifting your chest, inhale to rise all the way up again. Look around you and see what props you may need to place your body comfortably in corpse pose. Maybe blocks or pillows under the backs of the knees, maybe a blanket over your body or over your eyes. And take your time to set yourself up well to be still for the next few minutes. Should you choose to stay in Shavasana, feel free. Otherwise, I invite you to join me to sit for a guided meditation to end our asana practice. Take your time, maybe keeping your eyes closed, slowly transitioning out of Shavasana with gentle movements. perhaps turning to one side to slowly press the ground and lift your body upright. So in this practice of rooting in our physical body, also known as the outermost layer of the 5 layers of self, yoga philosophy calls it koshas. This physical layer is called Annamaya kosha, which translates as food body. Here's a quote by the late spiritual teacher Ram Dass. When you go out into the woods and you look at trees, you see all these different trees, and some of them are bent, and some of them are straight, and some of them are evergreens, and some of them are whatever. And you look at the tree and you allow it. You see why it is the way it is. You sort of understand that it didn't get enough light, and so it turned that way. And you don't get all emotional about it. You just allow it. You appreciate the tree. Now, the minute you get near humans, you lose all that. And you're constantly saying, you are to this, or I'm to this. That judgment mind comes in. And so I practice turning people into trees, which means appreciating them just the way they are. So in this grounding practice, I'd like to introduce a mudra, a hand gesture that invites the energy of grounding, stability, and confidence in our bodies, confidence in our connection to this earth. And that's a mudra in which you use your thumbs to gently hold down your ring fingers towards the center of your palms. So what's left are your index and middle and pinky fingers. And then with that, you can just rest your arms on your lap. Another mudra that's rather simple is to just turn the palms face down on your lap. That can also feel grounding. As you choose what works for you, also decide to either close your eyes or steady a soft gaze on one spot a few feet ahead, feeling a tall, strong back and an open, spacious heart. Let's begin this meditation. Softening your awareness on the breath that naturally flows into and out of your body. At any moment, you may find your attention wandering out of the present, or if you just prefer it, come back to the feeling of your breath or a particular sensation in your body that helps to anchor you. Now, using your imagination, I invite you to see your body as a tree. From the base of your spine to your feet, visualize roots grounding below the earth's surface. From your lower spine to your chest, see the trunk. Your arms, hands, neck, and head as branches, rising and leaning towards the nurturing sunshine. Your body in all its uniqueness is a masterpiece of nature. In its DNA, it carries a long lineage of wise trees or ancestors from the past. The way your body has taken shape holds the history of your lifetime. It's a treasure chest of wisdom and tools you've gained for adaptation. It's your tangible instrument for connecting to life and this world. And this resilient tree still evolves, alive and vibrant. Just soaking that in. Now let's honor silence for the next 3 minutes to just feel a genuine sense of appreciation for your own body, remembering how it has served you through thick and thin, how it's communicated truths from within. You might even like to release a mudra that you might be holding in your hands and place your hands on any part of your body that could use a bit more of your acceptance and love. Imagining breathing in from the soles of your feet, whole body inhale to the crown of your head, and then cleansing exhale to your mouth. And perhaps bring your palms to meet at your heart as you bow in to close this practice. Together, ending with one chant of Om. Take a deep breath. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.